My name is Dean Forant. I'm a technology professional with over 20 years experience, most of which has been spent in the application of web development and design fields. Throughout my career, I've been involved in every aspect of the software development lifecycle. I've also been involved in some cool projects with some cool organizations along the way. This journey is far from over. In fact, I'm looking forward to the next chapter of that journey, a chapter that will allow me to continue to develop my career as a web developer and designer and work on some really cool projects and organizations along the way. I look forward to this journey. When you hire me, you're not just hiring a web developer. You're actually hiring someone that really takes a love in doing this. Like I said, I've had over 20 years professional experience, and even before my professional career, I've loved technology just as a hobby. It's just something I grew up to love, just something to just, have a passion for. So you're not just getting a developer that's just going to come in, write a bunch of code to solve a problem and then move on to the next. No, you're actually going to get a developer that's going to come in and learn about your product or service, learn about your organization, and work with you or your team to kind of come up with a design or a solution to solve whatever problem that you want to solve or whatever application you want to develop for that organization. And I'm not just going to look at it from okay, I'm a coder, I'm a developer, I'm just going to develop my code and toss it all, and there you go, QA, you handle it, and, I really don't care what it does. No, I'm actually going to take an interest in your product and organization, and I'm going to, do my part as a developer to provide the best solution to help you achieve your success as a company or organization. I would say I became interested in pursuing a career in IT around mid to early 90s. As a teenager, I was an avid computer hobbyist. I had a Commodore 64 and I ran a successful bulletin board system for about 6 years. When the internet and World Wide Web came onto the scene, the BBS scene all but disappeared. And it was at that time I shifted my focus to writing early HTML and CSS and JavaScript to create web pages, which were really early in design back then. And then all the server-side languages came onto the scene, such as PHP and classic ASP, and I started learning how to work with those as well. And it was at that time, with the advent of the server-side scripting languages, such as PHP and classic ASP, the web really evolved into more of an application platform for working applications, and rather than just the server serving up a bunch of static HTML pages that users can click and whatever. So it was around that time that old BBS buddy of mine had approached me, and he was the vice president of technology for a mechanical steel company. And what they were wanting to do is they wanted to create an engineered quotation system on the web that would allow companies to enter the environmental data that they use for their pumping industries, and our system would take the environmental data and generate a recommendation for a seal that could be used in their industry. So that was really my first foray into a web development career. My buddy knew that I knew PHP and classic ASP, and I think our early implementation of it was written in classic ASP, and over time, when the .NET framework came onto the scene, we kind of shifted over to more of an ASP.NET approach to that application, and that rest is history. And my career just kind of followed that stuff. So really, my career started as a hobby and turned into what I do today. And I'm not done. So I would say the biggest challenge that I face as a web developer is just really trying to stay relevant. This is a field that is forever changing. It seems like every day there's some new technology or methodology coming onto the scene that everybody posts about it, that it's the best of the best of the best. And at the end of the day, I think the challenge isn't so much that the vastity of all these technologies coming onto the scene so quickly. I think the complexity is trying to pick and choose your battles, so to speak, as far as figuring out what language or what methodology that you want to implement into your own work as a career. And that's a big balancing act, I think. You got to really take a look at a lot of these frameworks and technologies, and you got to, before you really start digging in deep, you want to just make sure that it's something that A, is going to be around for relatively long term, and B, it's something that really would add value to anything that you do as a web developer. And that is the big balancing act. And I think the way I overcome that is I kind of when I look at new technology, I kind of look at it and evaluate it first and see what really is it for, what does it do. And then I take a look at, it's like, okay, so this is a framework. Is there any benefit to using this framework opposed to kind of doing it the old way? And then I would probably take a look at maybe writing some like introductory type hello world code to kind of get a handle on the syntax. Because really, at the end of the day, the big thing about programming and development is the fundamentals. I mean, every programming language has the core fundamentals. You get your logic, you got the variable declarations, you get your looping in iterations, and you get your data flow and all that stuff. And really, the fundamentals are pretty much the same across the board. Where the change comes in is the syntax between these languages. So don't like to get really early on too deep into learning every program. I'll probably take a look at syntax of one that I'm interested in implementing. I'll probably write a couple hello world apps, a couple of small little apps to do something simple, and see how that works. And get the syntax. I'll learn how to do the syntax for that particular program through those little projects. And then I find if I see that it's something that I could really wrap my arms around and really get deep dived into, then I go and find real world projects that I can apply that to. So that's pretty much my kind of workflow that I use to kind of stay relevant on technology and not kind of wrap my arms around everything that comes out, but kind of pick and choose my battles, so to speak. I think in all the areas of web development and design, I feel that front-end design and UX, UI design are probably my favorites. I enjoy them the most because it allows me to be creative and think outside the box. I just enjoy taking an idea that's either a sketch on a pad or a wireframe, or even maybe in a more formal presentation from a branding person that comes in and does a whole formal design presentation. I feel it's really rewarding when I can take something like that and create like really a very nice, clean, appeasing website that really evolves from just that idea. So that's really my favorite part of web development, web designing, is just that creative process that I can get to do. And that's what I look forward to doing in the future.